The Red Dead Online Blood Money update is here, and just like every other update Rockstar has released in the past, you're told to go to a set location where you'll see a cinematic, but after that cinematic is finished, you're thrown straight back into free roam, and it's all up to you to figure out what you need to do. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 9 tips for you to be successful within this Blood Money update. Before I do get into the video, if you enjoy the content here and want to see more Red Dead Online tips, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. We are uploading videos every single week, providing you the latest information and the latest updates about Red Dead. If you still want to see more content from me, then there is a second YouTube channel. Over on that channel, we are streaming every single week, playing a variety of different games. So if that does interest you, there is a link to that in the description down below. Getting back into the video, the Blood Money update finally brought outlaw content to the game, but at the time of recording this video, the update is only within its first week of being released. So there's more content set to release over the next couple of weeks and couple months, and with that there might be some other tips which are not included within this video. But the tips that are included within this video will help you go through the tedious content as part of this update and take you to the bigger and better missions where hopefully you'll be having a lot more fun. So let's just get straight into this. The first tip is that you do need to enter the Blood Money missions. There's just no way to avoid this. As soon as you go over to the cinematic where you talk to Guido Martelli, and as soon as this finishes, you are thrown back into free roam. When you're back in free roam, it's hard to tell what you need to do next. There's no golden icon to tell you where to go or what to do. And the changes that have occurred are very small that for most players they don't actually notice it. The change actually occurs with stranger missions. You'll notice that some stranger missions still have their black waving icon with it being on an orange background. But the other missions have now changed to what appears to be a black tier with a $sign in the middle. These are the icons that you need to go to, and there you'll be able to find a load of different Blood Money missions. Missions that are entirely up to you of which one you go through. You must do this to progress through this content. And tip number 2, you must loot bodies. There is simply no way around this. Many players expected to go over to these Blood Money missions, go through them, and at the end you'll be rewarded with Capitale. Capitale is the currency for all of this content, and you need to build this up to move on to bigger and better opportunities. Unfortunately, you're not rewarded with Capitale at the end of each mission. You're only rewarded with money, gold, and XP. And even though that is still very valuable to the game, unfortunately it doesn't help us with the situation that we're in and the content that we're trying to push towards. One way in which you can get Capitale is by looting bodies. Admittedly, this is a very small chance. After playing this game for a very long time, it seems like it's around 1 in 20 bodies that you loot will reward you with Capitale. The rest will give you random items such as jewelry, a bit of money. Occasionally you'll come across a few collector items, and you have an extremely rare chance of being able to loot a treasure map. But for the time that it takes you to loot a body, this is definitely worth it. At tip number 3, you need to look out for different types of lootable chests and lockboxes. These chests and lockboxes work very similar to looting bodies, except with these, you have a much higher chance of getting Capitale. In every single one of these Blood Money missions, there is specific chests and lockboxes which can only be found within those missions. And they've been specifically added just for these missions to give you a higher chance of you being able to get Capitale from them. So if you take the time to look for them, you're actually rewarded. Now with these chests, it still isn't guaranteed that you're going to get Capitale every single time. You can still get a chance of getting jewelry, but more often than not, every single time that you go to these lockboxes, you will be able to get Capitale, and it can vary anywhere between 1 to 3. If you really don't want to take the time to loot bodies when going through these missions, that's perfectly fine. But you're going to be making a big mistake if you skip out on these chests and lockboxes. Moving on to point number 4, you need to look out for the free roam robberies. Now 99% of your Capitale will be coming from the Blood Money missions, as anything that you loot within free roam doesn't actually give you a chance. This is looting bodies or looting random chests that are dotted all over the Red Dead world. But there is one thing that you can do within free roam, and this is the different free roam robberies. This is when you rob different camps or you rob different homesteads. Unfortunately, this isn't a situation where you can just go over to these locations and rob them whenever you want, because they're all placed as dynamic events. The good thing is that we know exactly where every single one of these robberies are placed within the world. This is help from the genre collector map. This was a map that showed us all collectible locations at first, but it has evolved over the years. Now it shows everything that you can do within free roam. This This could be locations for Madame Nazar, it could be random plants that you're trying to find, random animals that you're trying to find, and also different random encounters. Random encounters which now includes the outlaw homesteads and the outlaw camp robberies. So if you really don't want to be going through the missions, make sure that you are following this map. There will be a link to it in the description down below. When you go over to these locations, make sure that you're killing everyone, looting their bodies, and also looking for the lockboxes and the chests, because this is the only way that you can get Capitale within free roam. At number 5, I recommend using the farming method to get Capitale. Now this might be a temporary solution, because at some point Rockstar are likely to patch this. This is not a glitch, this is just an exploit with how gameplay mechanics work. You can go through these blood money missions, and instead of actually completing the objective, you can go straight to the locations where you know lockboxes are placed, loot them, and then just immediately quit by going into your pause menu, down to online, and finding a new free roam session. You then go all the way back over to these NPCs that give the blood money missions, go through the exact same mission again, and do the same thing over and over again. Because lockboxes have a good chance of giving you Capitale, it means that you can farm it indefinitely. The mission that I use is the Jeb Phelps contract part 3. Instead of actually completing the objective for this mission, I head all the way down to this location at the 4. You go into the wooden shack, and then down the ladder at the back, you'll find a lockbox on the ground. If you loot that, you have a chance of getting free Capitale. From there, I instantly quit this game, go into a new free roam session, and then head all the way back over to the different NPCs that can provide blood money missions, just to go through it all over again. This is the best way to get Capitale at the time of recording this video. Moving on to point number 6, if you're looking to max out money, gold, and XP, then these blood money missions work the exact same as what we had with stranger missions, bounty hunter missions, and legendary bounty missions. The longer it takes for you to go through this mission, the bigger the reward is at the end. That also means on the other side, if you was to go through these missions in just a couple minutes, you're going to get absolutely nothing for your effort. Everything is completely backwards, but this is just because Rockstar values audience retention more than anything else. So with all of this in mind, when you're going through these blood money missions, just take your time with it. At tip number 7, once you have enough Capitale, start going through the opportunities. This is the whole point of the blood money content. You need to build yourself up, build up enough Capitale, and then use that Capitale to buy yourself into the different opportunity missions. These opportunity missions are not like the blood money missions. It's much more open, where you get to decide the approach that you want to take. At the time of recording this video, the only opportunity mission that we have is the Covington Emerald. This is the first major robbery that we've had within the game, and there is more to be added. Rockstar have confirmed that this is just one of 3 missions to be added as part of this update. The next 2 missions, we're not too sure when they're going to arrive, but we're 100% sure that they're going to require us to have Capitale to buy into it. With these opportunity missions, this brings us on to point number 8. I highly recommend that you explore the space in each mission. These missions can be incredibly easy to go through if you just do the plain boring objective. You go over to the train, steal the emerald, and then just take it to the location that you need to go to. But there are other objectives that you can go through by just looking around. You can find different types of chests which will give you Capitale as well as other rewards. You can talk to different NPCs which will tell you about what's happening around them. Some will give you clues on how you can distract lawmen, and some will even tell you about hidden locations which you can use to your advantage. And this brings us on to point number 9. The good thing about these opportunities is that they do run on the exact same rule set as what we mentioned earlier with the blood money missions. The longer it takes, the more money, gold, and XP you get. But the biggest plus with these opportunities is that they start at a much higher price and continues to go up. So whereas before, if you went into the likes of a legendary bounty which has a very similar layout to these new opportunities, you would have to wait at least 30 minutes for you to get the maximum payout. This is anywhere between 44 all the way up to 60 gold nuggets, and you'll get anywhere between $100 to $150. But with these opportunities, even if you was to go into this as quickly as possible, go through the cinematics, go through the mission, collect the ruby, diamond, or emerald that you're supposed to be getting, and complete this mission anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, you'll get anywhere between 24 to 36 gold nuggets, and on top of that, you'll still be able to retrieve at least $100. If you was to go through this mission and just take your time, you'll be able to earn substantially more. It has been reported that if you go through the Covington Emerald, complete this mission on Ruthless without dying, and you finish it around the 30-minute mark, you'll be able to get around $260, which is a very nice amount of money to be earning. Now 30 minutes is quite some time, but as we've already gone over with these types of missions, you're put into a location where there's a number of different approaches that you can take. So by taking your time to go through, listen to different conversations, and actually find different objectives, that timer is still going on in the background, and once you hit that 30-minute mark, that is when you're getting a maximum payout. It still doesn't beat the likes of going through, getting collector sets whilst having the Moonshiner and Trader working in the background, but these are now the biggest rewards that we get from missions. But anyway guys, those are 9 different tips that you can use when going through this Blood Money content. This should help you hit that ground running to start the Blood Money mission, build up some capital, go through some of the opportunities, and also reap the benefits from all of those opportunities that you're going into. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.